Greetings and salutations, welcome to the Battle of the Managers. Now let me explain what's going to happen in this experiment. So, for the first time in many years, this season we've gone into the Premiership talking about these four managers in particular. Obviously there's very good managers like Pochettino and stuff, but with the new managers coming in, obviously Klopp's been there a little bit of time, but Pep Guardiola, Conte and Jose Mourinho have all come in, and it's kind of this battle of who is going to come out best. So I thought about, just doing an experiment that showed that and see how they did at their various clubs. But I thought, okay, well, let's make it more fair, shall we? So what I've done is taken Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea and Liverpool and made them the same. So as you can see, Manchester United, managed by Jose Mourinho. This is the Manchester United team. This is obviously this is FM16. So what I've done is I've just added the main signings. So Eric Barley, who else was it? Henrik Mkhitaryan, him, and we've got Zlatan, obviously, and we've got the other ones. Paul Pogba, yeah, just forget the world's most expensive players. So every team, I've duplicated the players. So Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, and Chelsea, Conte, fucking hell, words, have all got exactly the same list of players. They all have identical stats. So I've also I was going to give them a transfer embargo and say, look, how can you do with this team? But I thought, no, a big part of being a manager is how well you can do in the transfer market. So each team has a £60 million transfer budget. And they also have remaining wage budget of 400,000. So we're going to have a look, see who they sign to improve their team and spend a year and see who can win with the same team to begin with. I think it's going to be fascinating. So first off, I think the first bet is we jump to the end of the the summer transfer window even and see what signings these guys can make. So join me then. Hello and welcome back. Right, so we've gone to the 2nd of September, so we've had the summer to make transfers. A couple of things before we go and check those out. I haven't looked yet because I want to discover them with you and see how they've started the Premiership season. Couple of things to know. I want you guys to leave a comment now before you watch the rest of this video, and those four managers, Jose, Klopp, Pep and Conte, who's going to come out on top with the same team, same transfer budget. I want to say Klopp, but I'm going to say Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, Klopp, and then Conte. That's my order. So one of the interesting things will be is that they've each got 400,000 in remaining wage budget, and there is a bunch of free players. Remember, because we released all the players from Chelsea, Manchester City, and Liverpool, because we're just using the Man United team. So there is going to be a bunch of free transfers. So it'll be interesting which manager goes for those particular players, if any at all. So let's have a look at the Premiership season so far. So we've only played 4 games. Okay, interestingly. So Chelsea doing the best. They've got 3 wins and a loss. Liverpool, Manchester City and Man United have all played 4, drawn 1-2, drawn 2. Not the best starts for any of the teams, but undefeated so far for the 3 of them. So let's have a look at the transfers. Obviously, there's going to be some interesting free transfers there, so they're picking up those players that did just leave on a free transfer. So, but first we're going to look at Conte. Now, you can ignore some of them, like Victor Valdez going out, because right at the beginning of the game, the editor is a fucking pain in the arse. You can duplicate players, but sometimes it will duplicate them. Sometimes it just won't bother. Sometimes it will do it, but with no name. So I had to manually put a load of names in. So if you see one with no name at all, that's because they're a youth player that I duplicated that I just didn't need, so I just released him from the club. Same with Victor Valdez, he's not there anymore, got rid of him. So the Rashford thing was because of the buggy editor, and I had to go into the in-game editor. So you can ignore those ones on the first day of the season. So they picked up Sanya, who was at Man City last season, Jordan Ibe, who was at Liverpool, interesting. Dejan Lovren, again at Liverpool. And Ivanovic, they've re-signed Ivanovic. They're like, no, we don't want to let him go. So that's the signings that Conte's made. He's not sold anybody, and he's not spent any of that money, which is interesting. Obviously, Man United have got a very good squad, so it's not like you need to go in and do wonders with it. You've pretty much got a complete squad with the really good signings that Jose's made in real life. So Chelsea have made poached a couple of ex-Liverpool players. Let's see what Liverpool have done. So what's old Kloppy Klopster done? Oh, that's a good shout. Oh, loving it. So they've re-signed Joe Gomez, who was at Liverpool before, and then loaned him out to Aston Villa, I'm fine with that. They got Kevin De Bruyne, Juan Cuadrado and David Silva. That is a pretty impressive. Obviously, these teams have decided rather to go and spend a crap ton of money and wages. They think, well, there's so many good players, we'll just go for the wages. But obviously, you can imagine the likes of De Bruyne and Silva are going to be... All four of those managers, I would imagine, would want to go after them. So, obviously, there was probably a fight for some of these players. But I'm really happy with Liverpool's signings. De Bruyne and Silva especially. Absolutely superb. Come on. Next up, we have Manchester City. Who are they going to have picked up? So, they've spent money, interestingly. So Pep's gone out and spent more money. He's gone for Sadio Berahino for 39.5 million. Okay. I know he's quite good in this, but really. Willian, obviously the ex-Chelsea player. Vincent Kompany, they've re-signed him. That's kind of fair enough. And Dominic Solanke, who was... is he a Man City youth player? Oh no, Chelsea youth player that hadn't played a game. So they've nicked one of their youth players that got released. But interesting, Vincent Kompany going back to Man City. I think that's quite cool. And then lastly, we've got the actual team that all these players come from, and that's Jose Mourinho's Manchester United. And they've only signed one more player, Azpilicueta, for the ex-Chelsea fullback. So, good signing, interesting. Like I said, the teams don't need much in the way of help. They've got an amazing squad already. So, right, let's go on to... I think we'll go on to the end of the January transfer window and have a look at exactly how those teams are performing and see what transfers they made in the January transfer window. See you in a sec. Welcome back. Right, we're into the February the 2nd, so we've had the January transfer window. We've had plenty of Premiership time. I haven't looked. I'm very excited to look. I want to see what transfers that these four managers have made in the January transfer window. I also want to sort of see if they start buying players, but I also want to look at their formations that they're playing and like which of their team is doing well. Like obviously there's four Zlatan Ibrahimovic's, who's doing best in which team and stuff like that. So let's have a look. Come on, Liverpool. Come on, Liverpool. Okay, we're second. I'll take it. So, Arsenal are top. Liverpool, Manchester United and Man City are all very close. Arsenal have got a 4-point lead now, so they're doing very, very well over our four teams. Chelsea are lagging behind a little bit, 3 points off Liverpool. So, and Everton are actually doing pretty well as well. Arsene Wenger is like, no, hang on, boys. Hang on. Forget the battle of the managers. I'm still here. I may be like 600 years old and refuse to buy any players, but I'm still here. Right, let's go and have a look at the transfers then, shall we? Right, Liverpool up first. We go from top to bottom and see what January transfer windows they've made. Right, so they've actually spent some money for the first time. They've all those freebies have been cleared up, it looks like. So they've loaned out, very interestingly, Anthony Martial has been loaned to Lazio in the Liverpool team. So Klopp doesn't fancy him. Maybe he needs another year. And Januzaj also been loaned out. Not unsurprisingly, probably not quite ready for the first team with such a good team. And we've bought in Johnny for £31 million. A centre-back, right-back, left-back. Pretty versatile player. Very good physicals and mentals. Still a young player. Technicals can do with some work. But that's a lot of money. But, that's not too bad at all. I think that's more one for the future. To go along, like you said, we've already got a good team, so it's not like you need to sign a bunch of players. So let's have a look at the tactics that Klopp's playing. So he's playing a 4-2-3-1 with Rooney as a striker. Wow, Rooney as a striker. Big news, people. Rooney is playing as a striker. He doesn't seem to be the main man. Let's look at Zlatan. Zlatan's struggling to get in the team. He's had a couple of good games recently, but 10 starts, 4 goals. He's done all right. But maybe he just fancies Rooney. Obviously, Klopp, in real life, we're talking about Klopp being the work rate king, and Zlatan, he's an amazing football, but maybe not the highest work rate in the world. He's like a really good Berbatov that used to infuriate Man United fans and be amazing at the same time. So we've got, I'm going to call this guy Henrik because I'm not murdering that name anymore. Memphis, obviously in FM16 he was still actually good before they realised he's actually shit and fat. So yeah, he's very good in this game, so you can understand him playing up top. Top scorer in the team is not really massively high. Kevin De Bruyne is actually the top scorer with 9 goals in 20 games, 8.02. What a signing that is. Right, let's have a look at the next team on the list. So we've got Man United on equal points. Transfers. We should make sure that the managers haven't been sacked. Okay, Jurgen Klopp is still manager. Okay, transfers. Let's have a look. Okay. So we knew that he only made one signing in the summer, but now, come the January, he's like, right, we need to push for this. And he's gone for some really, really good players that I like the look of. He's gone for Kevin Volland from Hoffenheim for 20 million. A good young German winger who can also play up top. Very good player. Nice. I think that's a really good signing. Then we've got Vidma, who is a right back, probably just for some extra support, I imagine. I don't think he's going to be first choice, but he's a very good player. Another youngster, Swiss international. Then we've got Jack Butland. We all know about him. Superb goalie. That, he is interesting. Okay. So he is the main goalkeeper at Manchester United ahead of De Gea. Or is he only just... That's total stats. I'm being an idiot. That was the Stoke stats. I was going to say, Jesus Christ, he must have improved. And then we've got Benasha from Bayern Munich, who's a very, very good centre-back. That is a great signing. That could be a difference maker. There was just signed him, not played a game yet, but 9.25 million. That is a bargain for a guy in the prime of his career. Right, let's have a look at the tactics. Same as before, but interestingly, whereas Liverpool have loaned out Martial, Jose Mourinho's like, no, we're going to give him some game time. And same as Januzaj. So Martial's only played a few games, he's more of a sub, but Januzaj's played 8 games, which is interesting. What's our sort of Zlatan? So here we go. Zlatan is like all day, every day. 23 games, 16 goals. Absolutely superb record from him. He's obviously by far their top scorer. Paul Pogba's banging in goals as well. 8 goals for Paul Pogba. Very, very good. And they've made some... I like their signings. Right, let's look at Man City. Okay, still in charge. Good start. What have you spent, Mr. Pep? You did spend a crap ton of money on Berahino, so... Didn't have probably the most money to spend here, and they've gone for Kolasinac. I don't know this guy. Left back, 22-year-old Bosnian international, very good physicals, really good pace. A decent player. Again, I think probably bought in as an understudy, but obviously, who's their current left back? Who's the lefties? Luke Shaw's injured. There you go. There. The least surprising news: a sports hernia. Ouch. Okay. So David De Gea is injured, out for 5 weeks, which could be a tricky bit. Romero's a very good backup goalkeeper, let's be fair. So let's have a look at their top scorer. So again, in this one, Ibrahimovic, only 9 goals. Martial's also a fringe player again. Memphis is playing. Willian's unhappy because I guess he's not getting enough game time. He's played 10 games. Ashley Young is transfer listed. Paul Pogba's got 8, Juan Mata's got 9. So Juan Mata is top scorer along with Zlatan. They are playing a 4-1-4-1 formation. So this is the first difference we've seen. And Berahino is getting a fair amount of game for £40 million signing though. You expect a bit more than to be a sort of sub backup guy. Eric Bailey, that's the first mention we've seen of him coming in. A lot of the teams have him in their under 21 because he's still not quite ready, especially in last year's version. But interestingly, Zlatan seems to be the main man, but not doing as well in this formation as you'd expect. I'm surprised about this formation there, very surprised. Let's look at the last team on the list. And the last team in everyone's hearts, it's Chelsea. Sorry, Chelsea fans. That was very rude, but everybody else will laugh at you. All right, we've gone for some titties. In fact, well... We have actually made another signing. Zabaleta has come from, obviously, released by Man City. He's come in, bags of experience. I love this player. I think he's just getting past the cusp of being at his best, but still a super player. And they've also got some titties in the shape of Samuel Umtiti. Very good centre-back, 22 years old. Physicals are okay. It's an okay player. I imagine that's more for sort of squad depth. Still could improve, but I think that's okay. And Ivanovic, who they got in on a free after being released by the same club, they've then sold. Interestingly. I will let you guys know, just so it was more fair, is that I removed all European competition because I didn't want some teams playing Champions League, some teams not having any European football at all, Liverpool. And so I thought to make it perfectly fair, it's just league football this season. So there we go. Interesting stuff. So... The biggest things for me was how well Jose Mourinho is getting the most out of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which bodes well for real life, by the way. Also, one of the interesting parts was that Januzaj and Martial, 2 very good up-and-coming young players, especially Martial. He's should be in and around the team. Klopp has decided, no, I'm going to loan them out for a season. But obviously he did bring in like David Silva and stuff, so maybe that's why. Right, we'll end that there, and we're going to go to the end of the season and see who wins this battle of the managers. Hello and welcome back. Right, we're at the end of the season. It's time to see who's going to win the battle of the managers. Or if Arsene Wenger is just going to keep you at, he had a 4-point gap in January, and maybe he'll win it. But that's kind of cheating. Arsene, you're not supposed to be involved. Right, let's have... The Arsenal fans are rejoicing at this page. Well, I haven't looked at it. We're going to go in. We're going to see what's happened. Come on, Liverpool. Come on, Liverpool. One time. Right, here we go. Boom. Oh, wow. Wow, okay. Well, that is fascinating. Right, so, Arsenal have won the league by 8 points. Let's have a look at their transfers. Did they bring in somebody that was like a game... Alberto Moreno, right? The shitty left-back from Liverpool. Descaglio from AC Milan, 15 million. He's a full-back, yeah. Musonda on a free transfer. He's just a youngster. Fernandinho, decent player, solid defensive midfielder. Kevin Strootman, who they purchased for big money, is a really good playmaker. And Chinunli, who's just another youngster. So it's not like they signed any world beaters, was it? I'm amazed that... Not that they won the league, but they won the league by 8 points. Anyway, so let's look at our team. So it was remarkably close, which is fascinating because... I could understand that more if the teams were exactly the same. But the fact is, they've had 2 transfer windows now where they've made a lot of changes, and they've been this close. So Manchester United are the official winners. Jose Mourinho has won the battle of the managers, as I predicted. Pep Guardiola second, as I predicted. Unfortunately, old fucking Conte, Conte bastard is finished third, and Klopp has finished fourth. So that's the only bit I got wrong. But I'm quite happy with my guess. But it was ridiculously close. There's some big gaps in actual things like goal difference. Let's actually look in a more detailed version. So Manchester United scored 76, Man City 67, Chelsea 60 and Liverpool 79. So they scored by far the most goals, or 3 more than Man United and loads more than the other 2. And also had the second best defence. They must have had some bizarre results in the season. Conte at Chelsea seems to have marshalled a superb defence with 35 goals conceded. But just didn't score enough. I think that was their problem. But the worst defence was Mourinho with 45 goals let in, and then it's Pep Guardiola with 42. Really good finish to the season for both these teams. That's where maybe Chelsea and Liverpool just slipped up there. Who did they play second to last game of the season? Or fourth? So they lost. Yeah, Arsenal. That's a tricky one. We won't look at all the results against each other. A 2-2 draw, Zlatan brace versus a Zlatan single. Imagine, I like to look at some of the international teams, because like Sweden now has 4 Zlatan Ibrahimovic's. There's 4 David Silvas for Spain. What I wanted to check out before... Sergio Aguero. Where did he go? Real Madrid. Wow, there's the least shocking news of the entire episode. So, officially, we can call that Jose Mourinho, as much as it pains me to say, is the best manager, according to Football Manager 2016, of those 4. Oh, that's painful. Well done. And I think one of the big things that's got him that way is that his way of playing got the most out of Zlatan. You saw all 3 other managers where Zlatan was either a bit part player or just not scoring as many goals as you'd hope. So I think if you had to give one person it, I think that's it. I think he got the most out of him. Juan Mata and Memphis had superb seasons as well. Juan Mata, 14 assists as well. Absolutely superb. If we look at... we'll look at Zlatan. We'll do the Zlatan example. So okay, he came good in the second half of the season. 32 games and 17 goals for Pep. What did he do for Conte? Okay, so again, they've actually improved. We saw the sort of first half of the season where they weren't even getting... Wow, okay, well that could be something to do with it. Conte's changed his... This obviously is just the last match, so we're not going to go into sort of too much detail and stuff, but... Okay, that's interesting. Rooney at centre-back. Okay, I can understand... people saying he maybe play a number 10 role, plays in the hole, or even a central midfielder. But he's just going for... He's going to be playing in goal next season, surely. That's ridiculous. I think that obviously that was probably a last-minute sub or something and change of formation to hold on to a lead. I'm hoping that is, or Conte's just lost his fucking marbles, is one of those two. There we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little experiment. It was a bitch for me to make in the editor because the editor's still quite shit. Like I said, you duplicate a player, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll be just no named person that you then have to go in and manually add the names, which I had to do about 60 times maybe. So that was fun. So if you did enjoy this little experiment, please do leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the place. Obviously, I'm going to do a couple more FM16 experiments, and then when FM17 comes out, I've got big plans for a big save, which I will announce sort of in probably a month's time or something. And also we're going to do lots of experiments and tutorials and guides for FM17 as soon as that comes out, and lots of other good stuff as well. So I'd appreciate, give me some feedback. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave a comment, say how much you liked it, give me some possible more experiments that we can do before the FM16 finally dies its death. And I will see you in the next video. I love you all. Bye-bye.